Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 video on my channel. So today we're building a rather big house here in the Komorebi region again. Today we have a stop motion. The reason for that is that the video was like 50 minutes long, which was way too long in my opinion for a speed build. And I think I couldn't do that long of a commentary, so we have a stop motion here, but I still wanted to do commentary. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you prefer just music for stop motions or if commentary is fine, because I think most people that do only stop motions don't do commentary at all, and I think it's more a thing for speed builds. However, I wanted to tell you guys a bit more about this build here, and once we move on to the interior, it's gonna be a bit like a house tour. I'm just gonna talk about the rooms and what they're supposed to be, so you guys can just lean back and relax here. And at the end of the video, of course, we have some pictures of the finished build, so you can check that out if you want to. Of course, all the chapters are in the description below if you're interested in a specific part of this build. So this is a one-pack build for Mount Komorebi. That's also the reason why I tried to adopt the specific style of Mount Komorebi, which is of course Japanese inspired, as you probably know. And this is a one-pack build, so I only used base game and Snowy Escape to build this, so you don't need any further expansions if you want to download this. So this is quite a big house for the lot size here, because this is only a 30 by 20 lot, which is a community lot when you start a fresh game called the Hazakura launch. But I'm gonna put the lot details in the description below if you're interested in placing this at the exact same spot as I did here. So this build took me a while to finish, not only because it's a rather big house, but also because I struggled with the particular style I was going for, because I wanted this to be a bit more traditional but with a modern twist, which wasn't that easy to accomplish, also with the pack limitations. So the biggest problem was probably the layout, because I didn't consider where rooms would go and just did the exterior as I thought it would look good. So I really struggled trying to figure out where to put which room, especially because I wanted to use stairs, because I think it would be really odd to have ladders in a build like this one. And in the end I found a solution for placing the staircases efficiently, so I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. So as you can see, this build has 3 large balconies and a rather big deck here, including this outdoor dining area. So in general, I tried to keep certain areas of this build more open, like the dining area here or the balcony, and which you will see later on, also the second floor, which also features a more open room concept. So this house has 10 rooms in total, and I'm not considering the toilets here as extra rooms, because they're just a toilet in the 2x1 room, and I simply separated them because, at least to my knowledge, in Japanese culture it's usual to have the toilet separated from the rest of the bathroom, and I think the reason for that is so that you could use both rooms at the same time, which makes sense. So just to give you a quick overview on what rooms to expect in this house, so we have 3 bedrooms here, of which the master bedroom is on the 3rd floor and 1 additional bedroom on each of the remaining floors. There are also 3 bathrooms here, of which 2 are full bathrooms and 1 is a half bathroom. There's 1 living room area on the 2nd floor, which is basically just 1 big open space, which we will see later on. There's of course also a kitchen and the dining area inside, with an additional dining area outside. And then there's finally the mystery basement, which was the last room I added to this build, which I initially didn't plan to, but I think it turned out quite nice. So as you can see, I also did some rather extensive landscaping here, as I usually like to do, and the core element here was basically this large pond area, which is surrounded by trees and bushes, as you can see here. So the majority of the lot is actually the pond area, because the house is also partially built on water, as you can see here. So when I do the landscaping on Japanese inspired builds, I always try to consider how these builds would look in real life if they could exist, like maybe this house, not so much, but other builds that I did. And it's kind of hard to describe, but for me, Japanese landscaping is basically all about creating a very natural garden area here, but in a very controlled way. So it's kind of hard to explain, but that's at least how I perceive it. And that's also how I try to incorporate this into my builds. So this is now the last part of the exterior. We have this kind of bridge or dock here, which leads to a roofed area from which you can overlook the pond. I also used these debug gates, which I think are usually used as the entrance to a shrine, but I like the look of them, so I placed them on the bridge just to create some additional detail here, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense. So there's not much to see in this area. I also used a different gate here as the support pillars here for the roofing. So this area is mainly for looks and doesn't really have a function here. And then we have a different entrance basically to the lot here, from which you could also reach the house. I'm not sure what happened to the flooring here, why it's elevated, but I tried to place the lot from the gallery and it worked just fine. So if you want to place this, there shouldn't be any issues. Personally, I really like using Snow Escape for landscaping because it offers a variety of different debug plants and objects that work really well for creating gardens like this one here, which of course makes sense because the pack is basically all around creating Japanese inspired builds like this one here, which is of course not authentic, but I tried my best to capture the essence of Mount Komorebi and put all that I've learned from different builds here and from the general aesthetic of the world into this build to make it as fitting as possible. So with the exterior being finished, I want to move on to the interior. So this is the entry hall here, nothing too special to see. And here we have the staircase to the basement and the staircase to the first floor. This room was especially hard to furnish because there was a lot of space but not enough to actually place anything of interest, so I tried to just keep it simple here. And this is the kitchen area, which was basically the hardest part for me to furnish because I wanted the kitchen to be modern but also traditional looking. So I applied a lot of wood elements like these cedar bars here that I like using a lot, but also some more modern appliances like the fridge or the exhaust hood here. I feel like I might have used too many clutter objects here, but in the end I like the look of it, so I kept them. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the kitchen. Moving on, this is the dining area here. Just a small table. I had a bigger one initially, but I had to remove it because one of the chairs was not accessible here, and for me it's quite important that my belts are actually usable, most of the time at least. This here is the first bedroom, which is on the first floor here, and I think this room would be suitable for like a teenager maybe. It has everything you would need for gameplay as well, and is also fully functional. Of course, there's a bed, we have a computer, and some additional sitting space. These two rooms here are the hallway next to the entrance area, and here we have our first bathroom, which offers a shower and a bathtub here, and next to it you can see the toilet, which is, as I said before, just a very small 2x1 room. Moving on to the second floor, this is the second bedroom. I would say this one is also for a teenager, maybe a teenage girl, because this one here is more girly, I would say, but I like this one more than the lower one. However, this one is a bit smaller than the lower one. I really like this wall art here because I just discovered it, even though it's base game. I don't know when it was added, but I really like it. And this is the more open area I was talking about earlier. So we have here the entrance to the bedroom, and this is more of an office or just sitting area here, which I tried to keep more open as I mentioned before. So we also have a chest area here, which is nothing too special, but I wanted to use all the space that I had here. And here we have the half bathroom, which only has a toilet and a sink in here. And I was thinking this could be some kind of guest bathroom, maybe. A guest bedroom would have been nice, but there just wasn't enough space. Moving on from the outdoor sitting area here to the actual living room, which is part of this more open area on the second floor. Through this door to the right you can access the second balcony, which is also connected to the second bedroom on the second floor. Wow, a lot of seconds here. And this is the last bedroom, which is also the master bedroom on the third floor. I really struggled here because, as I said, I wanted to keep this modern but also traditional, so I tried to figure out how to do that. I also tried to keep the rooms as bright as possible, and I personally really like this room here. So this is now the basement, which I was talking about earlier, and this room wasn't part of the initial build because I added it once it was finished, just because I thought it would be a nice addition to the build. So I decided to add this underground spa area here, which I hope you like as much as I do, because this took me ages, just because I was trying to consider stuff like containing the moist air in the room so it wouldn't go up the stairs and into the living space, because mold would be a real problem here. I think all the wood elements here don't make a lot of sense, but if you're treated with like varnish, they would probably be water repellent anyway. So this is the last bathroom here, which I said has also a separate 2x1 toilet here, and this is the actual heart of this room, the hot spring bath here, which I really like. I think it looks great with the gravel. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. See you next time. Peace out.